to find you well. So let's get started. Here we go. Going to bring back my screen on. So this sticker will not be needed. If someone can please let me know, how is the sound? Yeah, I think we're good to go. Just going to bring up my notes and yeah, I think we're good to go. So, just a sound check first. Maybe I can do it myself, so... Okay, going to open inside. 1, 2, sound. Yeah, and I think we're good to go. So yeah, well, I need this chat in this screen, so sorry for that. There we go. Okay, so what is the purpose today? Well, there are some tools that I enjoyed to remote control Docker to take care of deployments for web applications. So this is essentially what I'm looking for. And if this would exist, I would not put my hands to build it. But I can't seem to find one. So this is what we'll be aiming for, what I'll be introducing and building. So it's a remote control panel with a focus on web applications and Docker Compose. So some tools I've tried in the past. Coolify is a great one. It started quite a few time ago. It's not from yesterday. And it focuses on simplicity, of course. And the thing is, it abstracts a little bit of the control, of the flexibility that I want. Maybe because it's just more advanced. So features like Docker Compose are still in beta, and feel free to check the latest video or the previous video I've been playing with it. So I felt a little bit I would need something more flexible. So something middle ground between Coolify and Portainer. So not sure if you tried it, but be sure to check it out. This is something, well, that's not specific. I don't feel it takes there are some architectural decisions that take away the flexibility. So it's like it's more advanced, no doubts about it. But also it hides, abstracts lots of stuff, and yeah, I lose the control, and that's not something I like. So yeah, I'm just going to do something that typically I would do stuff from GitHub Actions or GitLab pipelines, but then I would have to set up SSH keys, credentials, lots of stuff just for the... It's not easy, it's not quick to set up, and then you have to do it for each repo. So yeah, let's go straight away. We'll be looking into this repository in the finuras/marina, and yeah, it's just getting started, And let's jump right into the to-dos. So in this application, every feature will be behind authentication. Every related authenticated related tests is covered by Breeze or Filament, a Laravel application that we'll be using. I just defined that the default user is Marina with password Marina. I mean, that's something we need to change after the first login. And there are some business rules I started to put around. Yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to explain with a sketch that I will use in the documentation later on. So that's why I've brought up this here. So yeah, this is the current state. I think there's just okay, a moment to wait. So what am I expecting to do? If this would be a VPS with Docker installed, right? What I'm looking for is to SSH into the machine in the first phase at least, and then just by issuing a command, so yeah, SSH into the machine, Docker is installed, or it's provisioned on the script. Well, this script will run, and this would bring a Docker container with Marina, right? So this is one application, then that it would start, it would publish a port in the beginning, let's say 8000, and then we would access and configure more containers. So go to IP http / IP address, right? :8000, and then let's configure more services, right? Yeah. So this is a first basic simple goal, and I don't see it exactly just as handling in the production server. So it's like we can manage registries, right? Agents and agent webhooks. So I'll be explaining this down the line, but the gist here is to have one. I mean, we can have just one VPS, but also we can have a second VPS. We don't need to install Marina, and the gist is Marina will take care of this machine, right? But also would take care of this machine, right? So it can put to run some web applications, right? Or it can just also build web app 3, right? And then there's also a Docker registry, easily made, right? And from this Docker registry, we can launch a web app 3 in this second VPS just by we can build it. Oops, sorry, not this. What did I do? I think, okay, never mind. So this is launched here, but it's built over here, right? And of course, like in previous series, we will use traffic as a proxy and reverse proxy and SSL manager for the communication, right? Yeah, so that's cool. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. So this is just as an initial thought, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's put our hands on the job. And let's bring this up to life. I already have a console here. So stopping everything in Docker. So everything is stopped. It's just an alias that I have to stop everything. And right now I'm gonna bring it up, right? Something I want to do is to replace the image that we're using here. Okay, we'll see close after that. So let's see this working for a start. So I'm bringing this up with Laravel style. Requested does not match the hosted platform. Okay, cool. So that was because I've been building before for AMD 64, so that's okay. Up-D. There we go. So we should be good to go. And if we were to go into localhost, okay, it's not this at all. So what happened? Okay, so some caching for sure. So test at example.com and password, everything is just from a Laravel beginning stuff. So yeah, just default Laravel project. It's a Livewire project. So it has a couple of packages I've installed up to date. So it's a Filament admin panel. There's also Spatsy, a Laravel Ray, and activity log. So this is for debugging, and this is for, remote debugging or logging, the dumping. And activity log is to log activity in database. And yeah, this is the plugin to make it work inside Filament. Just a moment, I have to turn something back on. What's more, I guess nothing. All the rest is just standard Laravel. So I'll be visiting, and I've been tinkering around, no doubts about it. But what we'll be looking right now, it's into projects. And I'm going to just delete this. Okay. So after deletion, let me just check, because while developing, I could have a clean state, but I didn't, so sorry for that. So yeah, inside this Marina folder. Yeah. Oh, So something very important is to understand the workflow of the stuff, right? So this is like example working, not example of deployment, right? But also I want to document the concept or architecture for files, folders, compose, right? I also would like to check something. Okay. Okay, cool. So typically, how can I start? So in the hard drive, right? So there's a Ubuntu server, right? It has Docker installed. Or the launch script will install it. Okay, cool. Funny enough, I need to give the link for the live. Just a moment. Okay, so, or the launch script will install it. It also needs a user, needs a non-root user, or we'll create one. And then inside home folder, tilde, or /home/user, right? I want to put, so yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. So tilde/apps. So inside I want to make, or I want to have projects, right? So here would be, let's say, some web app one, and inside it would have a file or a symbolic link, file or symlink to for a Docker Compose for a Compose environment. So yeah. Meaning with a compose environment. Compose environment that we would and can use without the UI tool, right? So it's just issuing compose commands, right? So inside we could have, I don't know how to make the distinction between folders and files, but okay. So there would be a Docker compose .yaml, oops, .yaml.file. What are you doing? .yaml.file. A Docker compose.yaml. There would also be an .env file, and this would be the most basic. This would be the most basic compose file. And what this UI tool, so let's come here. So this is an example of it already running. So what this UI would do is like a folder is created, right, for the project. There's the Docker compose inside, and just like natively going inside the shell, going into that folder, we issue a command, compose up, and the thing just goes up as default. So just like a everyday issued Docker command. So this is the gist of all of this. Yeah, I think it's clear enough, but maybe I will do it just like this. And yeah, not sure how to represent it, but you get the idea. Yeah. And it's exactly just this. There's a folder, there are files inside, we issue commands, we might have subfolders, they can be volumes, they will be named volumes, they will be global volumes. It's essentially, it's just this. Yeah, so let's see it working. So we'll jump right into projects right now, and we will create a new project. I will call it Pertainer, and I will select Docker Compose, the only option for now. Maybe this is because we might have just a builder, or I don't know. We'll see what happens. So this folder is created. Let me go back. This means that what is this? I think it was supposed to be here. Let me check. It was supposed to be there, right? Oh no, never mind. It's just in database. So when we go into this page, yeah. So this is the page that we've seen here. And it's explained. There are essentially 3 blocks. This is this is that, this is this one. So it will stop being in Portuguese from now on. And even so, this is just a proof of concept. So this is the folder status, right? So this is a compose file content. This is a command to run. and this is the live output. So cool. What we're going to do is, we see the folder is not created, so we will create it. And sure enough, this Portainer folder is now created. And what is this Portainer folder? I mean, the application is having, so there's this web app one is inside home folder apps, and right, and this folder is mapped inside this container, and that folder is mapped here. So let me show it to you. Well, it's not mapped right now, only in the production build, I think. Yeah, so you see the home folder, the tilde/apps is mapped into app Marina inside storage, Laravel storage, which means this folder mimics the home folder/apps. So we can have a representation of the home folder for development. So yeah, this was a production environment that I tried just to get the thing going, and for now we'll do it just as a development. So what we're going to do is we're going to put just a compose file. Oh no, not here, but like in the UI we will put some compose. So let's grab one. We add the Portainer, right? I don't know where I got that latest one. So let me check why Portainer. So get started. Can't remember where is that. So Portainer CE. No, what's this? Not take 5. So Portainer Docker compose. Typically it's so easy. Docker compose setup. So this is for Swarm, so it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Why is this so difficult to find right now? Where did I find it the other day? Was it no, it wasn't even Portainer running, so yeah, never mind. Let's just make some hello world from basic. So I deleted the project. Let's make a hello world. It's simple and it will not, I mean, it's not supposed to be difficult to find. So this hello world, it's going to be okay. I'll make it in a Sublime text, and I'll bring it up here. So we have version, right? And then we will have a service, which will be hello world. It will run an image, which is crc check, right? /hello world, is it? Let's find out. Yeah. So this is essentially a web application showing a little whale. So yeah, we can run this just to be sure. So we'll be running it, detaching it. No, I don't want to detach it. We will remove after execution. It will have this name, publish port 80 to 8000. And yeah, driver is already allocated. That's cool. Let's put it in 81. It downloaded. So if I were to go into localhost 81, yeah, we have a whale running. So cool. Let's stop it. And we'll have this running. Let's put some ports. And those are going to be, I don't know, 89 or 90, I don't know, 8000. Pretty sure this is enough. So yeah, if I were to grab, whoa, no, please no. So oh, found it. So if I were to copy this and to put it here, we have a compose file. I save Docker compose. If I go to the disk, I can see it's saved. Yeah. So if I was to be inside the server, I would not need the UI. I could just issue a command to bring this up. So what we'll be doing now is I'll just make ls, and we have a command running, and there's a Docker compose YAML file. If we were to see pwd, this is going to find that we are inside the container, inside the mapped folder, right? So all of this is home folder, right? Sorry, it's tilde/apps is this folder. So yeah, there's one app, hello world, and that's where we are. So we will sudo docker compose up -d. We have to run non-interactive commands. We will run it. And we found a character that cannot start any token. Why is that? Is it the dash? I'm not sure. So let's see what happens. What am I missing here? So okay, let's go inside. I will go directly there. So storage, app, marina, or I even can edit from here, right? Typo in hello world, crc check, line 4. I think this is the way to do the array in a one-liner, right? So if I were to refresh and sudo docker compose up -d, we found a character that cannot start. I don't know, so let's find hello world. Finding it a little bit odd, no worries. Docker compose up, here I will not detach, and yeah, sure enough, it found a character that cannot start any token. I'm not sure what is this happening. Docker compose validator. I guess I'm a little bit tired. I don't imagine what it can be. Hey, people came up. So vlog whale bande. hello vlog or Wale. And Sebastian Perez, long time no see. Happy New Year. How are you? I hope to find you well. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and validate it with some tool. I think I got it. I don't know, but let's see what happens. Oh, silly me. I've done the indentation with tabs. So yeah, that's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so yeah, I can leave it here, but yeah, PHP Storm does it with spaces, but I don't know why I've done it with. Okay, I will delete this file and I'll come back into Marina. Thank you, Sebastian. So I will take this compose file, I will store it, and then I will issue docker compose up-t, and if all went well, yeah, everything was created, container was started. So if I were to go into port 90 in localhost 90, yeah, there's our little whale running, and of course I don't have to stop here. I can come create a new project. It can be another one, right? It's a Docker Compose. I can create it. I will. Where's the other one? Here. Another one. I create the folder. I save a file. I have to put another port for sure. 91. I will save it. And if I were to issue Docker Compose up-t, so now not only I can run in 90, but also 91. So yeah, there's one website, two websites. Each one has its own port. And if these were running in a cloud VPS, we will be able to just launch two projects online, right? So yeah, this is the gist of it. And from here, we will do all these tasks. After my experience with lots of stuff, all the experience with the live streaming, I discovered that things are slow. They are very cool, but they are slow. So I think I will do some hybrid. I will develop while offline, and then from task to task, I will come live. So yeah, because I really enjoy it. So Sebastian's saying you are using Filament. Nice. Yeah, I like it very much. Also, it's very quick development and very customizable. Yeah. So Filament is the response to Laravel Nova, a very expensive admin for Laravel. We can say that, but I don't think so in the terms of, yeah, if you compare it to Zero, it's expensive, but if you take the work you don't have to do, right? It's also very good. I think it depends on your needs, right? And how much you can afford. If it's for a client project or for a side project, it's different context, right? But yeah, I know I prefer Filament for the right, or depending on the project, of course, and especially for the customization. Yeah, Sebastian, $99. I mean, it depends on the context, right? If you are doing a project client, you can absorb the $99 in your work, right? In the end invoice that you will put to the client, and they will not even come from your pocket, right? So from my point from my point of view, I think it's not expensive, but of course, your mileage may vary. And Andras has joined. Hello, hello, Andras. How are you? I hope to find you well. So I think you have just joined, right? Let me show you what I've got in a second. So I've put just 2 projects running, Hello World and another one. So they are just a Hello World. I put one to run in 91, here it is. The other one to run in 90, here it is. And sure enough, this is just a proof of concept for now. So this Hello World, oh damn it, here it is. It's just a simple, very simple stuff. So yeah, we can just come here and bring it up 95, save, sudo docker compose up -d. And if all went well, oh, these are characters 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because of a copy paste with tabs. So if all went well, yeah, it's running again. So in port 95 should be another one running or not. 95 to 8000. Whoa, so what happened? 95 to 8000. Let me check. Washing the dishes. Yeah, that's one of my favorite activities. The mind can think very well. Nice that you joined. I really hope we can make cool stuff together. So 95 to 8000. So why isn't this working? '91, 95 to CRC. Is it Chrome? So localhost /95. Yeah, we have our while running, right? So why isn't this working in Chrome? Not sure. Sometimes there are things that I can't understand. HTTP localhost 95. Copy, curl, there it is. Not sure what happened. Okay, so what's the first thing that we're going to tackle? I think I did this proof of concept. So what's happening here is with a Laravel container, with what essentially is happening is let's see the Docker file so we can get a start. So what's happening? We will change this right now, but the gist is to have a Ubuntu 22, and then we will have Docker installed, but just Docker CLI and Compose plugin. And from here, we will also have the socket mapped to inside, and we will issue commands on this socket. Oh, Andras is saying port 95 is part of the unsafe ports in Chrome, so use 96. I didn't know this. This was just random stuff. So 96. Save. Let's bring it up again. Okay, so all the UI is very naive, but that's okay. So localhost 96, not 9601, but 96. Yeah, sure enough, we have it again, our little whale. Thank you, Andras. I was not aware of this. Hey, okay. Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Long since last year, I didn't see you. Welcome back. So, first things first. Let's get this everything clean up. And what I'm thinking is, I'm not exactly sure about mapping this Docker socket, and you know why? Because as we can see, we are mapping these folders. So the inside, the home folder in the Ubuntu machine is being mapped into the container. So let's bring it like this. So this is the Marina container, or I mean the app container that will issue commands, right? So I will just make it a sketch. This folder is mapped inside into a /var www html storage app Marina, right? So just to be easily accessed by Laravel, it's inside app. So I have helper commands and also the socket, daemon socket, Docker socket. Yeah. If it comes into var run docker.sock. So now we can, inside the Marina container, we have docker cli, and this can invoke commands here, right? The thing is, if I were to issue pwd, right? This is where we are in this folder. So if we go there, Docker VPS, whoop. Let's see what we have. So let's go inside this container. I can run just docker compose, sail bash, right? We are inside this container right now. And if I were to go into storage, app Marina, I have the folders, the project folders. If I go inside hello world, sure enough, there's the Docker compose. And now, if I do Docker, does it have the plugin? Yeah, Docker compose config. Sure enough, we have all this. But if I were to Docker ps, sudo, inside the container, we have to do sudo Docker ps, and d4 is the container. So Docker inspect d4d, damn it, sudo Docker inspect d4d. And I found something that I don't enjoy so much. I think it will bring some problems down the line. Yeah. Because you see the relative paths. Not here, but where are they? Yeah. The compose project directory. Where did I see it? Binds. I wasn't happy at all because this Docker compose ps, damn it, sudo Docker compose ps, right? But the folder of this container in Docker, it's going to be referencing this location because Docker cli, right? When ran Docker compose up, it was running in this folder. So if I remember well, Docker inspect, what's the ID? Sorry again, Docker PS. Damn it. So Docker d4. Okay. Docker sudo docker inspect d4d, and I'm gonna grab www html because of the folder. Yeah, I don't see it right now. Oh yeah, this working dir is var www html. So if I were to do it from outside in my host machine, that would be the VPS in production, right? So I'm in a different folder. But because Docker daemon is the same, we have the same containers running, of course. So if I were to issue the same command outside, yeah. So I'm not sure what's going to happen if I am to run more commands outside. I don't know if you guys follow, but I will try to find it right now. I found this much after this POC. So if I were to go into storage, app, Marina, right? And yeah, so this is the week. Right now I'm in this folder, right? But this is the equivalent to be in production in home folder apps, right? So here will be the projects, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects, right? So we have these 2 projects. So inside the container, it's this folder. So the 2 projects. So let's make a comparison. So if I were to go into inside Hello World folder, Docker compose up -d, what will it do? Yeah, it found Orphan containers. Yeah, so this is clearly not the same, right? Sudo docker compose up -d. Yeah, port is allocated, so yeah, it's not the same container. -- remove orphans. So I want to see if it stops, because let's do it easily, right? I brought it up outside. So if I were to docker inspect, I brought it up outside. So hello world container is this one. 91, 96. Let me check. This is the one for port 96. So dc config 96. So dc up -d, it is up. So port 96 is the one on top. So it's 4A0. Docker inspect 4A0, and I'm gonna grab the folder. No, I'm just gonna see all the output. So where's this compose project? Name, network mode. So yeah, working dir. I guess this is what I'm looking for. I'm not sure what will this affect. Do you know, for Andras or anyone, if this is going to be an issue, because I think I got it. If I were to grep working dir, if I bring it up outside, yeah, this is what I get. So Docker compose up, and it's attached. So inside the container, if I am in the same folder, but a mapped folder, if I were to sudo docker compose up, will it stop the other one? Yes. I mean, no, but it's a different one, because you see it's saying bind for 5173. Why would you want that? Oh, never mind. So hello world, sudo docker compose up. Is it the same? Oh, it is. So is it just a label? Is it everything okay? Because docker up -d, or I mean docker compose up. If I were to do docker compose stop, would it stop the one inside the container? Yeah, it would. So yeah, I don't enjoy, especially because docker compose up. So Docker VPS, is the container the same? It is. I didn't recreate. So docker inspect working dir is var www. This is what I'm not enjoying, because as you can see, this directory just exists inside the container, but not in the outside world, right? So now I want to do the opposite. I want to do docker compose down, removing everything. So docker compose up outside. It started. So inside I want to do docker compose ps. The new container is ca0. So Andres is saying, yes, it's just a label. Okay, cool. I was really afraid of this. The Docker engine is the same, so the container should be the same. Yes, and they are. It was this, you know, the if I were to Docker inspect, what was the name? CA0. So Docker compose. No, docker inspect CA0, CA0, and grep working dir, right? Yeah, so now the label is from the outside folder where it was brought up. So I'm just afraid if something would happen if it was brought up from inside the container and then we go to use it outside, or vice versa, or clockwise. So that was my concern. So I was even thinking about this Marina container to go through SSH to the host in the Docker LAN, right? Sudo docker compose up. So yeah, docker compose inspect network. I mean, docker ps, sorry for this, ca0, docker inspect ca0. So there's the network, right? And in the gateway, we always have the host. So I was thinking of SSHing into the host and do it from SSH, but I think it's much easier just to run compose commands. So yeah, I was going to love that. I guess if it's just a label, Andreas, I will just keep it as it is. And yeah, I prefer for sure to be using just the Docker daemon inside. So yeah, I'm going to bring something now different into this environment, because the difference between development and production is too much right now, and I'm bringing something else, some other container. And for Laravel, I discovered an amazing one. It's from server side up, and you should check it out, especially if you're using Laravel. You have some flavors, some different flavors, and I know Docker always recommends to use one process per container, but in PHP it's a different story, because, well, there's PHP interpretation, and the web server itself, Nginx or Apache. And, well, we can have different containers, but for the sake of simplicity, we can think of the web server as one. And I've been using Supervisor for that when not using two containers. But I'm always a fan of simplicity, and I found these folks doing an amazing job, and they're using S6 overlay, which is the new or a better way on the container era to use PHP containers, because it's so much easier to bring pre-execution hooks, and imagine we need to run migrations before, or the artisan key generation, or config cache, routes cache, all of those goodies. We can do it the old way, of course, but the thing is, I found this image and I love it. And if we were to also find the size, it's quite optimized already. So where is the terminal? I lost it. Yeah. So finuras, how much time are we in? Oh, 1 hour. Right. I have to start thinking about closing. So let's just install this image. So inside Marina, let's just check image ls and grep server side up, right? So if you see PHP 8.1 FPM Nginx, it's at 211 megabytes, which is great. 50 more megabytes for the Laravel project, and will be around 250 megabytes for a Laravel image. So that's going to be great. Yeah, so it's exactly what we are going to use. It's based on Ubuntu 22, so we'll be able to just install other stuff like simpler, and it's simple, right? And at 250 megabytes, it's pretty good. It's amazing. It's so much ready for lots of stuff. They've think it all. So in terms of putting a compose, also with a schedule, also with a QE, and yeah, so you have all that it's needed, right? QE, cron, Nginx, and FPM. So you have the full stack Laravel, and of course, if you will have Redis or MySQL or SQL Server, whatever, Postgre and WebSockets or something, that would be something out of scope of the image, but totally doable, right? It's just a Docker infrastructure. So yeah, let's make something out of this live session, and I'm going to open a project I've been working. It's a Docker extension where I've been using this, so I'm going to open in a new window. I will be putting on a new folder, on a new screen, and I will be bringing this into the other screen. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check how is the terminal. Everything clean. So what I want to do is to, well, delete everything, right? Yeah. I'm going to delete the, I don't know, development environment. Also going to .env, is it clean already? It is. Okay, SQLite, okay. This is a symbolic link for a development file, so I think we can work just with one image. I'm not sure which one, which naming to use, so I'm gonna go with, I don't know, these will be using, yeah, it doesn't matter. These will be using, I will remove labels for now. Let's bring this, let's bring it like this. I will drive a bridge. Services Marina. Docker, yeah. Let's keep it in a folder. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring a Docker file, which is different. Or maybe I'll do it. Let's keep it simple. If it's just one file, why would I need a different context, right? Oh, maybe because we will have cron and S6 overlay configurations, but one bridge at a time. So I think I'm going to delete this and having a Docker compose. No, let's leave it prod because I want to git ignore docker compose.yaml as always. Yep. And yeah, let's explore this. So our Docker file will be based in server-side app with PHP 8.1, FPM and Nginx. And we will be running Docker outside of Docker, meaning that we will run inside this image Docker commands. And to do that, we will install Docker CLI, Docker client, command line interface, I mean, and Docker Compose plugin. We will clean up after that. If you check documentation, you will see that there's the web user and the web group. So they will be a sudoer with no password. And yeah, that's it. So this Docker extension I'm building, I will speak about it when it's talkable. It's not so much to say around for now. I cannot show. There's not so much things I can show. So yeah, if all went well, this is going to be the new image for this. And yeah, I will leave an instruction so people can start developing, and these are just examples. Oh, I had the portainer. Yeah, I built this by hand. I should have checked documentation, right? So project development overview. So this is for later. So contributing or development, development, usage in development. Well, we should clone it first, right? So we need to git clone in the repo. I mean, we should fork it, right? Clone. the repo, clone the repo, and I think that's it. So we will make a symbolic link into from docker compose.prod.yaml. We'll make a symbolic link into docker compose.yaml, right? So yeah, so now we can run docker compose commands, config, great. After running this, we bring docker compose up. Would that be okay? Well, no. We would have to install PHP dependencies at least. We would not have a .env file. We would not have a database file. And yeah, okay. Let's see if this is doable. No, this is not doable at all. So let me remove everything, docker compose down, and also docker compose build. And then I have to force recreate, right? Okay, docker production, there's no, yeah. So docker file, it's in a different, yeah. So docker compose build, and it's built. So docker compose up. Aha, SSL mode was set to full, and storage link, yeah, there's, okay. Laravel, the service was not brought up and so on. Yeah, it requires vendor, so this needs to be taken care of. Okay, so what do we need? We need an environment variable so that the image knows we don't want SSL mode. We are keeping the sock, all of this, and not only this, we will have to map our project to inside. Perfect. So docker compose up again, and yeah, sure enough, there's not the vendor stuff, but the SSL mode is disabled, so yeah, we're all good. What else? We need to compose or install the dependencies. So if all went well, I'm going to run a command inside this Docker container. Not, I mean, if you're developing this, most likely you have Composer installed, but even so, Docker compose run --help. Can we run? Yeah, we can. So let's make use of Docker compose. So Docker compose run, we will remove afterwards. We will map the folder to inside the working directory. So we will install in this. So Docker compose run, we will mesh. We will be interactive by default because it's Docker compose, right? Even if not attached, default to true, right? Because it's compose. And yeah, I think this is enough. Now we can run bash command, and we will run composer if it has composer installed, right? Let's see if there's composer installed. There's no bash. Docker compose run. Oh, we want to run inside Marina service, right? And yeah, there's no composer inside, so we need something else. Docker compose run, remove composer 2, and we need a volume dash volume pwd to var www html composer 2. This will not be docker compose, docker run, and I think this is going to be okay. So I'm gonna just ls what's gonna be inside. So echo $pwd. Oh, not into this folder because, yeah, never mind. It's composer, so /app working dir /app ls, and sure enough we have our project inside. So now we can run composer install. And I'm just doing this because you might want to run everything inside Docker, not to pollute your operating system with software versions. What time is it? 15 after 1 hour. That's okay. Okay, so sure enough, we should have. Let me bring this command. So into README, we now have composer dependencies, right? So if we were to bring Docker Compose up, we now have our vendor. So yeah, it seems it started working. So I'm gonna go into localhost and see what's going, and it's already working. How am I finding that weird to believe? Whoa. How is this working without the .env file, right? Is it because it's copied inside? Let me check. I'm just not believing. Docker compose exec marina bash ll. I mean ls lh run something. No, it's correct. We don't have .env file. Even so. Oh, but yeah, everything. From service worker, right? I'm not sure what's happening here. If anyone can tell me how is this possible, that would be great. Curl http localhost. Yeah. So it's not possible to be served, right? Right. So what we need to do, well, after having Docker Compose up, we can Docker Compose run Marina, and we can run PHP artisan key generate. Can we? No app key variable. Yes, exactly. So we need to copy .env.example. That's what it's missing into .env. Okay. One more. So now we want to issue the same command. We want to run PHP artisan key generate. SQLite does not exist. Oh, right. So even before this, just right after, it can be even after, right? And we can also touch database slash database.SQLite. We still don't have our key generated. So let's run it again. Touch database.SQLite. Did I run the command or did I just put it in the... Yeah, I think so. Application key set successfully. So I should have it. Yeah. So if I were to curl localhost, oh, right. We are not mapping the port still. So that makes it even weirder. Oh, right. I will need a docker compose.dev.yaml file. Ah, damn it. So, yeah, no issues. We'll take care of that later. So let's docker compose down. All good. This is a symbolic link to the prod, but I want to change the name into dev. And in dev, we're going to map some ports. And we're going to map 80 into 80. And we're going to bring it up. Whoops. We need to get our symlink right into place. And now we can docker compose up. And if all went well, we can now curl our website. Will we get a response? I mean, we should. Why is it taking so long? Oh, bringing up some stuff. But yeah, we are redirecting. So this is what we're looking for. And I don't know what kind of nasty caching is happening with my browser. So let me bring a new one or an incognito. But if I were to go into localhost, the log is outputting stuff, but I'm not seeing anything come out. So closing stuff. Yeah. Okay, so localhost is not working in the browser. And it should, it totally should, right? Docker compose. So curl db / localhost. I'm finding it weird. Why so much time? Let me bring it up with PHP. Yeah, everything's working. Password is password. Oh no, yeah, we need to Yeah, something is wrong. Something is really wrong. Artisan, migrate, fresh seed. And whoops, artisan serve. So test at example.com. And password is password. So yeah, we are good to go in PHP land, but in Docker land still not. And I'm not sure why. Docker compose down, Docker compose up. SSL is disabled, web server in HTTP, so I want to go and telnet localhost 80 connected. Okay, so if I were to curl this location, whoops, not Kirk, curl HTTP. Oi Fábio, boa noite, or good evening, like we say in Portugal. Welcome, welcome. I'm just in the process of finishing. Yeah, so we get the redirect, but not in the browser. I would like to not close the session without this being working, but if I have to, that's what I'll do, because I'm not sure what's happening, and I think I will check it offline and see what happened. Yeah, we get the Mozilla instruction. Yep. It's so slow. We can see it now got the others. Whoa. This is so slow. This is not normal at all. So the request went okay. I think it's loading the other page. Yeah, and it did. But it's really slow, so I'm not sure what happened. But that's for sure for another episode. Well, guys, I'm sure I'm gonna finish for today, and I hope you enjoyed your time here. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any comments. This was the introduction to this Docker Compose remote tool that we'll be building. And yeah, be sure to follow for the next episodes. The repository is open source, MIT, so feel free to come, hang out, contribute, ask for stuff. Ideas come together. So yeah, I will be closing for now. If you have any questions, now is the time. Just give it a second. I think there won't be, but we never know. Okay, guys, so now it's the time. Thank you so much. Thank you for following, for watching live or after de facto. I see you in the next one. And as always, happy coding.